A voice in the desert, a call impossible to ignore. Have you ever heard someone try to mimic a human voice and fail? What seemed like a cry for help soon turned into something much worse. What started as a simple trip became a nightmare impossible to forget. This is the story you are about to experience. So turn off the lights, grab some popcorn, get close to the screen, and good luck, you're going to need it. The Arizona desert is a vast and mysterious place. To some, it's just an arid, silent landscape, but for those familiar with the ancient stories of the Navajo people, the desert is home to something far darker, something that lurks, watches, and patiently waits for the right moment to reveal itself. A group of friends decided to camp in this isolated region, looking for an adventure away from the city. They set up their tent, lit the campfire, and began telling scary stories. The night was peaceful, the sky clear and filled with stars, and the only sound was the crackling of burning wood. Everything seemed normal until something broke the silence. A faint whisper came from the darkness.
Help me. Someone help me.
At first, they thought it was the wind, maybe an animal, but the sound was human, though strange, distant, as if someone were trying to imitate a voice. One of them grabbed a flashlight and pointed it toward the source of the sound, but all they saw were shadows and the endless desert. They sat back down to try to calm themselves, but the wind blew stronger, carrying with it a foul stench, something rotten, like decaying flesh under the scorching sun. Suddenly Josh, one of the friends, stood up abruptly. His gaze was fixed on the darkness. His eyes seemed glazed over. Without saying a word, he started walking toward the sound. His friends called out to him, but he didn't respond. When they grabbed his arm to stop him, his skin felt ice cold. Something was wrong. Josh didn't seem to be truly there. His body moved as if guided by an invisible force. They didn't understand what was happening. The putrid smell grew stronger, and then at the edge of the fire's light they saw it. A tall, skeletal figure with stretched, pale skin. Glowing eyes devoid of pupils, its mouth opened slowly, and from it came a disturbing sound.
Help me. Help me.
But it wasn't a plea, it was an imitation. Something distorted, wrong. Panic took over. The friends let go of Josh and ran to the car. The desert, once silent, now seemed alive. The sound of heavy footsteps echoed behind them. The car engine failed on the first try, but then roared to life, and they sped away. In the rearview mirror, they saw something that made their blood run cold. The creature was still there. But now, it was Josh. Or at least something that looked like him. Same clothes, same face, and he waved at them. With a twisted, unnatural smile. Something no human could ever do. They drove non-stop until sunrise, hoping to lose the creature. When they finally pulled over, the real Josh was lying in the back seat, pale, drenched in sweat. He remembered nothing, only an unbearable cold, and a voice in his head calling his name. For days, he remained silent. His friends tried to forget what had happened, but the nightmares began. Sounds in the night, knocks on the window, the same whisper coming from nowhere.
Help me.
Josh started isolating himself. He wouldn't answer calls, wouldn't leave his house. Until one night his friends decided to visit him. The door was unlocked, the house completely dark. They called his name, but there was no answer. Slowly, they climbed the stairs, and when they reached his room, they saw the window open, curtains swaying in the wind. On the floor, muddy footprints, and a rotten stench filled the air. On the bed, a hastily scribbled note, the letters shaky.
He's calling me. Now I know the truth. I have to go. Don't try to stop me.
Josh was never seen again. Some say he simply ran away. Others believe he was taken by something he was never meant to see. But his friends, they know the truth. And sometimes, in the silent hours of the night, they hear a whisper carried by the wind.
Help me.
This story is one of the many told from generation to generation about the Arizona desert. Skinwalkers are figures from Navajo folklore. According to tradition, they are shamans or witches who have gained the ability to transform into animals after performing forbidden rituals. Unlike ordinary shapeshifters, skinwalkers are often portrayed as malevolent beings, capable of mimicking human voices to lure their victims and moving at unnatural speeds. Stories about them are shrouded in mystery and fear, and many Navajo people avoid speaking about them to prevent drawing their attention. But what about you? Would you dare to camp in that desert to find out the truth for yourself? If so, subscribe to the channel to hear more terrifying stories like this one. And don't forget to leave a like on the video so others can lose sleep too. Thank you for watching until the end. And remember, before you go to sleep, always check if you're really alone. You never know what's hiding under the bed, or what's lurking in the corner when you're not looking.